Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. I'm your host, B, and today we have the rapper Trick Daddy talking about what it was like growing up with a crazy mama who had 10 kids by 11 men. Let's hear what he got to say, and we'll come back and talk about it. We're going to play it twice also.
I'm a real crazy, man. That is crazy, man.
That's right.
That crazy bitch out there again.
I'm telling you, trust me, man.
Off the chain.
She got my back. So she probably, my thing about it, she had 11 kids from 10 different men.
What?
And raised all of them, Half of us ain't shit, ain't never gonna be shit, but.
Wait a minute. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
We wasn't raised in foster homes, we wasn't getting away, wasn't adopted. My aunt ain't raised me and nothing like that. It's like, half of us left my mama's house at a young age, and my little sister had 5 before she was 20 years old.
God, if you listen, hell.
I don't make her no hoe or no bitch, not all the time, Shit, all my babies in the toilet. My mama real crazy, man. That is crazy, man.
That's right.
I'm telling you, trust me, man.
Off the chain.
She got my back. So she probably, my thing about it, she had 11 kids from 10 different men and raised all of them, Half of us ain't shit, ain't never gonna be shit, but, we wasn't raised in foster homes, we wasn't getting away, wasn't adopted. My aunt ain't raised me and nothing like that. It's like, half of us left my mama's house at a young age, and my little sister had 5 before she was 20 years old. I don't make her no hoe or no bitch, not all the time, Shit, all my babies in the toilet.
Okay, people, so let's talk about it. Obviously, this is an old clip. Obviously, Trick Daddy, we hope, has matured past some of the things that he said here. We all have said stupid stuff in our youth, but his mother had 10 kids by 11 men. 11 men. Ew. Like, I'm not even trying to be that person, but I can't, y'all, I can't spare nobody's feelings with this one. For a woman to let 10 men release and bear their children, at what point do you kind of be like, okay, I need to slow down. I need to evaluate my life. I know I'm one of them kind of people. When stuff started happening, I just sit back and reevaluate my life, look in the mirror and see what I'm doing. I never tried to come on here and make a video like I'm better than somebody. It comes a time in one's life where you look at the decisions you're making. It ain't no telling what kind of household and upbringing his mother had. Now, me myself, I had a lot of guidance from my mother and father growing up, and I do understand that a lot of people did not have that. So that's where you have a scenario. Okay, you had a kid, maybe even young, and then you will go on to get married and have kids by your husband or something like that. Or y'all know back in the day, it was nothing for people to have a bunch of kids. But you was married or stuff happened, your spouse passed away, you got with somebody else, got married, and then had more children. So I'm just baffled about how you could let 10 men, really? I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. That's disgusting. It really is to let that many men. Moving on, he talked about how crazy his mama was. And you know what I read between the lines on that is? Your mama was crazy because she ain't had no help. You think all 10 of their fathers was consistent in their lives? Really? How could they when his sister had 5 kids before 20? Their fathers wasn't consistent, wasn't around helping. And that's probably why she was crazy. The stress of being a single mother, having all those kids, dealing with all those personalities from the children, all of those personalities from the father. Y'all know Trick Daddy in Florida. I'm assuming born and raised, but I know he's in the Florida area, so they probably grew up impoverished, struggling, because he said a lot of them left the house young. Y'all know how that go. Now, a lot of us, we rebellious and don't listen to our parents, and that's why a lot of us leave the house early. But for the most part, a lot of that has to do with the poverty and things like that. Parents can't afford to feed you, don't want your presence, don't want you there, didn't really want to have you anyway. But let's talk about the sister. 5 kids before 20. If we can't shame that, I don't know what we doing. If we can't talk about that, I remember when I was coming up, the girls who got pregnant young, they had to go down south somewhere and have their baby and hide. They had to have their baby, and a grandma or auntie or somebody would raise their child, and they may or may not even come back to their home state with their baby. And then years later, that baby realized this person who's been raising me ain't even my, biological mother, or they went to some kind of alternative school for girls. They dropped out. So you can't tell me that he came from a wholesome family. Did you see the emphasis on his mama was crazy? Then how his sister, that don't make her a hoe, not all the time. You know what? With all due respect, your sister is a hoe. And I'm not saying that out of enjoyment. That's literally calling a spade a spade. We have gotten so sensitive in today's time that you can't call a thief a thief. You can't call a stinking person, trifling. Everybody smell their body odor, but you can't say it. So I'm gonna say it. 5 children before the age of 20.
Her womb is so polluted.
How early did she start? Let's just use common sense here. This is not something that I enjoy hearing and seeing from my people, but it is what it is, and we grown folks, so we got to talk about it. What type of father could she have had where she had 5 kids before the age of 20? Ain't no way. There is no way she had a consistent father who was in her life. This was a rough upbringing. This house right here was real rough. For you to have 5 kids before the age of 20, that's a problem. That sounds like it's giving generational curse. Because if the mama had 10 kids by 11 men, and then you turn around, what happened with the other sisters? What everybody else life looking like? And I'm not even gonna speak on the last comment he said, all his children in the toilet. I'm not even gonna harp on that because we could tell he's a young man. He did go on to get married. We know he had kids, he reproduced. I'm not even gonna speak on that. We all say stuff when we're young and ignorant. He also gave his mother props for being there, not leaving them, not giving them up for adoption, giving them to their auntie. And I have an aunt who had 10 children, and I remember her needing a break, if you will. So I get what he's saying with that, and I get it. This your mama, most men don't want to call their mama a 3 or 4, and I can understand that, but she ain't my mama. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it how I see it. 10 children by 11 men. Yeah, we have a problem here. And this is the type of stuff that plagues our communities. And for me, I like to use the 60s as the marker, as to be like, yeah, things start going downhill around the 60s. You cannot tell me that we in a better position than we was in the 50s and 40s, etc. Because look at this type of stuff. Back in the day, you just didn't see stuff like this. Miss Johnson had 10 kids by Mr. Johnson. And he worked, and they had their family. And look at us. Look at our communities. It may not be my story, it may not be your story, but look at this. Look at where we at in this day and age. Because we still seeing it. This go on all the time. They bold enough to put it on the internet. I got 7 kids by 6 men. And I'm looking for a date. I'm looking for a new man. I'm on the Kendra G dating show. Looking for a man. I'm on Instagram showing you what I'm working with. So maybe I can pull an okie doke on you and get you to come over here with me and my 7 kids by 6 men. Y'all, this ain't it. 5 before 20 and 10 kids by 11 men ain't no way in the world. But hopefully things worked out for Trick Daddy and his family. I'm not trying to dog his mother. I would never do that. But I'm just the numbers don't lie, people. The numbers don't lie. It is what it is. Y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all got to say about this. This one right here was pretty sad. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Till the next time, I will catch y'all on the next episode. Peace out.